he was a great military man, and he was very much respected. But when he died, after he died, actually he didn't leave. So what he did right is, for example, he did not humiliate the enemy. He tried to make them stakeholder into the Greek Empire after he defeated the Persians. But he also respected the Persians, and therefore he basically was able to build pretty good relationships here. But that went at the expense of the relationships with his own people, the Macedonians, who felt, okay, we are the winners here. We want to benefit more from our efforts, and we want to get more money out of this, out of our victory. But Alexander was very much against this. He wanted to expand his empire more. There were also people here who felt, well, we don't want to live under a Greek empire. We are the Persians. They have their pride. Basically, it was very much divided. But it was because of the person of Alexander the Great that he managed to do this, that he could keep the empire together. But after he died, there were no institutions, no political system, etc., that he had implemented that actually survived his legacy. So after he died, this empire fell apart very quickly.
Mm.
So this was a very strong military feat, but not exactly a very long-lasting empire. But nonetheless, I mean, the achievement was remarkable. Let's move on. So going back, moving from the Greek Empire towards the Roman Empire. So this is the classical Rome, the accomplishment, a republican government, a mighty army and a huge empire. So this stretches this. The circumferences the entire Mediterranean Sea, including the Black Sea, into the Caspian Sea in the northeastern part of the Roman Empire. So that is really a remarkable feat.
Oh, this is before Christ, BCE.
This is the maximum size of the Roman Empire. I believe is around 300. Around. This map, when was it? I think that the peak of their reign was shortly after Christ.
Mm.
So it was probably at the height. When was it? I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure when the absolute peak was. So they built a huge empire. Latin language is the basis of much of Europe languages today. It's still very much visible today. That it's the basis of all the different languages, which makes it much easier for people like us, like in the Netherlands, to learn English because we have the same foundation. The Roman system of law. And the Romans adopted Christianity, so that's the beginning of Christianity in Europe. Even though the Romans among the hardliners are a bit of like believed to have killed Jesus Christ, but actually they are the ones who facilitated Christianity in Europe. So what we see here is an aqueduct, is a water bridge to bring fresh water into the cities. It was a huge accomplishment to actually allow for cities to grow. Like, to give you an example, at the peak of the Roman Empire, Rome had about 1 million citizens.
1 million citizens.
1 million citizens. And during the Middle Ages, Rome had only 30,000 citizens. So the Middle Ages was called the Dark Ages. The literacy rate during the Roman era was much higher than in the Middle Ages. Basically, life during the Roman era was in many respects better than during the Middle Ages.
Okay, so in that ages, Rome has a most large population.
Right.
Therefore, they have a big military power.
Right.
Therefore, they could dominate around the Middle Sea.
No, actually, I think that what it was also a matter of diplomacy. Diplomacy.
Oh. What they could get good diplomacy around.
Of course,
Greek.
Rome was strong. Rome had lots of money, but they basically they collaborated with the Greek. So we have the Eastern and the Western Roman Empire, the Byzantium Empire, so the Eastern Roman Empire and the Western Roman Empire, and basically what the Romans did was everybody could become a member of the Roman Empire. It didn't matter whether you're black or white or whatever ethnical background you had. Everybody could become a member and could get the same rights. Also, they made treaties with local rulers. So if you become a member of the Roman Empire, also you get like benefits from the Roman Empire. So by doing that, they actually they could stabilize themselves. So if local rulers could get more benefits than costs out of being a member, then actually they would pledge allegiance to Rome. When things turn bad, that changes, of course. That changes. So in time of prosperity, there was not so much fighting needed. It was just a matter of diplomacy and bringing more and more people into the Roman Empire. So it's not all brutal force. It's also politics. It's also a matter of politics. Yeah.
Very smart domination.
Right. It was a very smart domination. It was an inclusive domination. It was extending their influence throughout. And of course, I mean, there was also some brutal domination. Like, for example, this part is notorious here. The Vandals, currently like Tunisia and Algeria, they were notorious enemies of the Romans. They were put down with brutal force. But a lot of other parts were more or less included, and otherwise they would not have been able to survive for so long. Economically speaking, this part was much more successful, the East Roman Empire, than the Western part. The Western part, therefore, also collapsed much quicker and went into the Middle Ages than the Eastern part. So they came under attack. People started to liberate themselves. The so-called barbarian Germans. They finally made the Western Roman Empire fail.
Where is the Eastern Roman Empire territory?
Sorry?
Where is the Eastern Roman Empire?
That's a good question.
Constantinople?
Constantinople was the capital.
Turkey?
Yes, Constantinople is Istanbul. Today's Istanbul, right? I have a map. Oh, here it is. This is the Eastern Roman Empire. So basically, that includes Greek. So the Greek Empire, we talk about the Greek Empire and the Roman Empire, but actually, the Greek Empire extended itself into the Roman Empire, and it was called the Eastern Roman Empire. But that's a matter of branding it, because you could also argue that actually the Greek Empire was a continuation continued itself to the Roman Empire. It was an elite of a collaboration between the Greeks and the Romans.
Why they separated East and West?
Because the empire became too large. It could not be. So if for example, it was impossible to actually let's say that a war would start here in Egypt, then it would take weeks before that message would arrive into Rome. Therefore, it was not agile enough to respond quickly. Therefore, they decided they actually tried to divide it in four parts, but that didn't succeed. So they finally settled on dividing it in two parts.
Mm-hmm. はい、皆さんこんにちは、雲野です。今日はですね、雲野塾の研修のプログラムをご紹介したいと思います。で、こういうふうなホームページありますけれども、ぜひですね、一度中身をご覧になっていただきたいと思います。今日はブーキューブさんのスタジオに来て、この収録をしておりますので、中身はこういうふうになってて、今最近ホットなね、グローバルリーダーの定義など書いてあります。で、特に経団連が作成しました留学すれば英語ができて専門性を持つというだけではですね、グローバルリーダーになれないとここに書いてありますようにですね、仕事ができる専門性を持つ英語ができるだけじゃなくてですね、私どもの塾ではリベラルアースということと、それからもう一つは孫子の平和、さらにはですね、日本の歴史というものを合わせて教えることによって皆さんが海外の欧米の方々と、もしくは華僑圏の方々と正々堂々と渡り合えるような人物を育成しようというふうなことを考えています。ここに次のスライドが出ておりますけれども、ここに書いてありますのはですね、さらに、私どもの雲野塾の中身につきましてはですね、欧米の資料しか使っておりません。また実際に雲野塾は英語でやっておりますので、英語の講師がこう話しておりますけど、学習はですね、日本の歴史をまだ教えてますので、学習の午後はですね、日本のプログラムをしております。で、以前はこれ有料だったので、今はですね、実際に会場費も取っていただいておりませんで、毎回5000円ということで、朝9時から午後5時までやっておりますので、ぜひ皆さんですね、ご検討の上ご参加いただければと。英語のできない方もですね、学習の午後こういうふうな研修をしておりますので、ぜひご参加いただければというふうに思っておりますので、よろしくお願いします。で、ここにさらにですね、グループ討議とか実務の勘どころを教えると書いてありますけど、実際には私が10年ほどですね、欧米の新聞とか雑誌等をですね、集めてきた、もともと英語のベースでございますので、そうしたものをですね、50セッションのテーマに分けて資料作成をしております。そういうことで、世界のオペレーション、もしくはカントリーリスクも含めてですね、しかも世界のトップの方々に対してもいろいろな分析とか洞察をしてですね、議論しております。そういったことも含めてですね、今後ともよろしくお願いしたいと思います。以上で私の挨拶を終えますが、今回のこのビデオの収録にあたってはですね、V キューブさんのスタジオをお借りしてですね、お時間を頂戴して、このビデオを作成させていただきました。よろしくお願いします。どうもありがとうございました。